Good afternoon, baseball fans. Welcome back here to the Northwest Athletic Conference Super Regional Baseball Playoffs in Roseburg, Oregon at Champion Car Wash Field at Bill Gray American Legion Stadium. It's Game 2 in the best-of-3 series to determine who goes on to the 8-team NWAC Championship Tournament next week in Longview. The Clark College Penguins are one up on the host team Umpqua Riverhawks after winning the elimination game over Yakima Valley yesterday in a dramatic 3-2 victory in 10 innings here at Champion Car Wash Field. And a win in this first game today would give them the Super Regional and a win in the championship and a berth in the championship tournament next week in Longview. They won over Umpqua 3-1 in yesterday's second game, so the Riverhawks would have to win twice today to earn a trip to the tournament. So advantage to the Penguins. Getting ready for this one to get underway, the coach is meeting with the umpires at home plate. Umpqua now 24-23 for the season after the loss yesterday. The Penguins improved to 21-21 after two hard-fought wins yesterday. And our starting lineups, first for Clark College, they'll be the visitors again today as they were yesterday, and they are now 21-21 after two wins yesterday to even up their record for the season. Andrew Israel will be in left field, leading off. Trevin Long, the shortstop, will bat number 2. Coben Mullins, the second baseman, hits in the 3 spot. Caden Hernandez, the cleanup hitter, playing at first base. Quentin Angwe in right field, hitting number 5. Evan McGuire, the designated hitter, hits 6. Jace Pachales, the third baseman, hits 7. Duncan Roush behind the plate and hitting 8. And Landon Christie, the center fielder, will hit the number 9 spot. And on the mound for the Penguins will be Kenny Hall, a right-hander from Des Moines, Washington, with a record of 3-2 in the year. We're going to listen to our national anthem now. All right, the playing of our national anthem, and just about ready to get this one underway. And just right on cue, Old Glory out in center field unfurls and flies proudly out in center field during the ending of the national anthem. The defensive lineup for the Umpqua Riverhawks in this first game of the day, and it could be the only game if they don't win it. Clark College needs one to eliminate the Riverhawks, but the Riverhawks will go with Jeremiah Robbins behind the plate. Zane Bidwell will be at first base, Jackson Thompson at second, Noah Cox at third, and Peyton Smith at shortstop. In the outfield, Aiden O'Malley in left field, Tristan Schaefer in center field, and Carson Dunn will be in right field. And on the mound, from Denver, Colorado, a sophomore, Sam Kaufman, with a record of 6-1 for the year and 2.36 ERA, and it'll be up to him to try to keep the Riverhawks alive. And Coach Jake Whistler bringing the lineup card out to the umpires at home plate. 3 umpires for today's game. The starting batting lineup for the Riverhawks will have Tristan Schaefer leading off, playing in center field. Carson Dunn in right field. Batting 2, Zane Bidwell at first base, hitting 3. Peyton Smith, the shortstop, is cleanup. Ryan Alani, the designated hitter, will hit number 5. Noah Cox is number 6 in the lineup at third base. Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, hitting 7. Jackson Thompson, the second baseman, batting 8. And Aiden O'Malley, the left fielder, will hit number 9. And the right-hander, Sam Kaufman, firing the warm-up pitches, getting ready to go here to the top of the batting order. Andrew Israel, the left fielder. Israel had a pretty productive day yesterday in the 2 games for the Penguins. He scored the winning run in the 10th inning of the game against Yakima Valley. And in the second game, he was 1 for 2. He had a single and a walk and a sacrifice. And Schaefer.
Hey, so does Rob. You're not lecturing him.
Or Israel, rather. Israel ready to lead it off here as he finishes the warm-up tosses and the throw down to second base, and we're about to get this one underway. Winner going to Longview. The winner of this series moves on to the NINWAC 8-team championship starting next Thursday in Longview, Washington at Lower Columbia College's David Story Field. All 4 division champions already in the tournament, and the Super Regionals deciding the other 4. All right, here we go. Andrew Israel ready to face Sam Kaufman. Kaufman throws the first pitch, and a fastball is high for ball 1, and we're underway in this second game of the best-of-3 series. Perfect day for baseball again. A fastball just a little bit outside for a ball, and it's 2-0. Not missing by much, but Kaufman just trying to find the strike zone so far. 2-0 pitch. And it is over letter high for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike on Israel, leading off here in the top of the first inning. The Penguins coached by Mark Magdaleno. He has 8th year coaching, 10th year at the school. Fastball sails up high for ball 3. And Kaufman falling behind on the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. One thing we didn't have much of yesterday was walks. We had some key walks and a couple of key hit batters. Here's a fly ball to center field, popped up. The shortstop, the second baseman, actually, Thompson goes back to take it behind the bag, and that's out number 1. So Kaufman got behind, but he gets Israel to pop up to center field for the first out of the game, and that will bring up Trevin Long, the shortstop. Long will bat from the right side of the plate. Kaufman, big kid, looks like about 6'3" or 6'4", as he fires a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Long went 0 for 2 and 2 for 4 in the 2 games yesterday. Fastball sails up high for a ball, 1-1. He had 2 hits against Yakima and 0 for 2 against Umpqua. The pitch, a little bit low for a ball. 2-1 the count on Trevin Long. Long wearing lucky number 13 on the back of the powder blue jerseys. Fastball, that's a little outside for a ball, and it's 3-1 for the second batter in a row. Long is 5'10" sophomore from Battleground, Washington. Fastball is high, and there's our first base runner of the game. Long goes to first base on a walk. And that'll bring up Coben Mullins, the second baseman. Mullins yesterday against Umpqua 0 for 2, but scored a run. The stretch by Kaufman, and he throws, and he misses with that one outside. Ball 1. So he went 3-1 on Israel before he popped out to second base, and then 3-1 to Long before he walked him. Misses down low with that one, 2-0. The Riverhawks can't afford to get behind very far here early in this game. No room for error. 2-0 pitch on the outside corner at the knees for a strike, 2-1. Caden Hernandez, the first baseman, the cleanup hitter on deck. 1 out and 1 on by top of the first inning. With the 2-1 pitch, Kaufman throws, squares the bunt, pulls back, and it is just out of the strike zone for ball 3. So the third batter in a row that he goes to a 3-1 count. Got to get the ball over the plate. That's the first thing. 3-1 pitch. Squares the bunt again and takes it, and it's on the outside corner for a strike. And he was apparently taken all the way, had no intention of bunting that, but a little distraction there. So it's a full count on Mullins. Long at first base with a short lead. Now a little bit longer. He goes, and the pitch is lined into right field, and it'll be in for a base hit. And the throw will go to third, and the throw's going to be close, and it's a little offline, or they might have had him there. Right fielder Dunn came up throwing and threw the ball with enough on it, but
the next batter, number 7.
A little bit offline, so didn't have a chance to get the runner long coming into third base. So first and third with 1 out, and Caden Hernandez is the batter. Hernandez, the first baseman. Here's the pitch to him. The squeeze is on. Well, they don't squeeze, and they'll throw to first base for the out there. So the runner at first goes down to second, and the runner at third stays there. So it's still a sacrifice, and it will be 5-3 for the out. So there are 2 away, but runners at second and third.
Number 9, Quentin Engway.
Quentin Engway, the right fielder, is the batter. Engway takes the first pitch over at the letters for a strike. 0-1. So the Penguins with something going here, but now with 2 outs, second and third. Here's the pitch. And that's hit off the fist towards shortstop, and a little blooper is taken by Peyton Smith for the out. That'll retire the side, and Quentin Engway, soft line drive to short for the third out to retire. The Penguins in the top of the first, and they get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. And we'll go to the bottom of the first with the score 0-0. The Umpqua Riverhawks coming up. We'll be right back.
Number 10, Andrew Israel. Third base, number 21, Chase Michelle.
Back at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the Umpqua Riverhawks send up Tristan Schaefer, Carson Dunn, and Zane Bidwell, the top of the batting order, to start the bottom of the first inning. And the first pitch is over at the knees for strike 1 from Kenny Hall, a right-hander from Des Moines, Washington, 5'11" freshman, 3-2 record for the year, had on the count 0-1. And he throws, and that's a little bit low for a ball, and that'll even it up at 1-1. Schaefer, the center fielder, with good wheels, was the Pitch from Hall and a swing and a miss for a strike, 1-2. Both coaches talked to him before the game, and they both said, we got to get more runs. There were not many runs scored yesterday. There's a one hit off the fist towards shortstop, and Long backs up and takes it and throws him out at first base just by a hair. And Schaefer is out 6-3 for out number 1, and that'll bring up Carson Dunn, the right fielder.
The next batter, number 2, Carson Dunn.
Dunn batted in the number 9 spot yesterday, and he's up to the number 2 spot today. He went 0 for 2 with a walk and was hit by a pitch and hits one down the left field line, right on the foul line, and it's a fair ball. He'll go down to second base, and that's the first extra base hit for the Riverhawks in this tournament. A double for Carson Dunn. Right on the foul line, it looked like, and he gets a double on the first pitch he sees from Kenny Hall. And that brings up Zane Bidwell. Riverhawks with one on at second base with one out. And he squares to bunt, and it hits him in the back as he turns away from it, and Bidwell will go to first base, hit by pitch.
The next batter, number 5, Peyton Smith.
So Hall's got himself in a little bit of a jam with first and second and one out, and Peyton Smith, the shortstop, is the batter. Smith, the cleanup hitter, batting from the right side against the right-hander Kenny Hall. Hall from the stretch and delivers, and way outside, backhand stab by Duncan Rauch to keep that one from getting by. It's 1-0. First and second for the Riverhawks. One out, no score in the game, bottom of the first inning. And there's a throw down to second base, and it's not in time. Dunn gets back there easily. 1-0 count on the batter, Peyton Smith. Hall gets set, now steps off and calls timeout. Another nice day for baseball here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. The pitch comes to the plate, and the ball's foul down the third base side, right behind the third base coach. Jake Whistler. I think that's Jake down there at third base, isn't it?
Joshua.
Oh, not Jake. All right. 1-1 count. One out. Here's the pitch. That's grounded toward third, and that's scooped up. There's a throw over to second base. There's one, and back to first is high, and they won't get him at first. Josh Pachales made the play to second base in time, and they get the runner at second, 5-4 for the second out, but the throw back to first was high, and so it's a fielder's choice. A fielder's choice for Peyton Smith. So he's at first base and Dunn at third. And now Ryan Wa'alani will be the batter.
The next batter, designated hitter number 10, Bryson Wa'alani.
Wa'alani, the designated hitter today. And here's a surprise. He's from Kalaheo, Kauai in Hawaii. There's a check swing at the plate. Didn't go around on it, and it'll be ball one for Wa'alani. Didn't play in yesterday's game, so this is his first appearance in the tournament. Pitch to him, and he hits the ball into center field, back pretty deep. The center fielder goes way back there and drops the ball deep in left field. One run across. Here comes a second run across, and 2 runs will score on the long fly ball to left center field.
That's the good luck right there.
Boy, the center fielder, Christie, got there, but couldn't hang on to it. And I think they're going to give him a hit on that. They will. And that'll be another double.
Hey, is that a hit?
And 2 batted in. Long fly to left center field. Smith scored all the way from first base. Dunn easily from third to make it 2-0. And here's Noah Cox, and he apparently went for it, and it's strike one. Seemed to be a question for a moment there, but it's a strike. Cox behind on the count, 0-1. Kenny Hall down 2-0 with 2 outs. Here's a bouncer toward shortstop. Third baseman cuts across to get it. Pachales throws to first base in time for the out, and that'll retire the side. But not before the Riverhawks come up with 2 runs on 2 base hits. No errors, and 1 runner left on base. So we'll go to the top of the second. The Riverhawks lead at 2-0 over Clark, and we'll be back in just a minute. We'll go to the top of the second inning, and Sam Kaufman with a lead to work with now, up 2-0 for the Riverhawks, and he will face Evan McGuire, big right-handed hitter, pitched yesterday and got the win in one of those games. And he takes the first pitch in there for a strike call. 0-1 to McGuire. Big right-handed hitter, and he can hit it a long ways. And he hits the ball into left center field. Long run for Schaefer, the center fielder. He gets there and makes the catch for the out. Good catch in center field by Tristan Schaefer. That ball was hit almost the same spot as the 2-run double by Waolani in the bottom of the first inning. But this one, Schaefer holds on to it. And it's just a long out. Jace Pachales will step in from the right side. Designated hitter. 1 away, nobody on base. Kaufman throws, and the ball's hit to center field, and Schaefer waits for it, and he's got it for out number 2. That one was a little easier catch than the last one. Right at him, but he's also facing that midday sun here at the moment, and that could be a little bit of an issue in certain spots out there as the sun comes out just about the time that ball's hit. Here's Duncan Roush, and Roush takes one outside for a ball, 1-0. A ball and no strikes. 2 away. Top of the second. Fastball catches the outside corner. Good-looking pitch. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rouch batting the 8 spot in the order. Fastball to him high and away for a ball. And the count goes to 2-1. A must-win for Umpqua. And for Clark, they could end the Riverhawks season with a win here. 2-1. Lined into right center. There's the base hit. And on at first base is Rouch. Line drive right over the second baseman's head, and solid hit, and that brings up Landon Christie, the center fielder. Christie, the number 9 hitter in the batting order. Wearing number 1 on that powder blue jersey. Fastball to him low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Christie was 0 for 3 against the Riverhawks yesterday. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 7th inning. That's in for a strike. And it'll even up the count to him at 1-1. Sam Kaufman facing number 9 hitter with 2 outs, a runner at first. That's grounded towards second base. Scooped over to second base for the out. And no problem, Jackson Thompson making the play to Peyton Smith. And that'll retire the side on the fielder's choice for Christie. And Roush out 4-6 for the 3rd out. So that'll do it for the Penguins in the top of the 2nd inning. They get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd with a score still. The Riverhawks 2 and the Penguins nothing. Back at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. The home team, Umpqua Riverhawks, leading 2-0. 2 runs in the 1st inning, and now they come up in the bottom of the 2nd inning, still leading 2-0. And it's the bottom 3rd of the batting order. Jeremiah Robbins, Jackson Thompson, and Aiden O'Malley. 7, 8, 9 in the batting order. Against Kenny Hall. The right-hander working out of the stretch all the time, throws a fastball down the middle for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Robbins. Robbins batting right-handed. Here's the pitch to him. It pops the ball on the right side in foul territory. The first baseman, Hernandez, gives chase, but it's out of play. And it's strike 2. Robbins caught the game yesterday and went 1 for 4. Had a single in 4 tries. Pops it up the right side. The second baseman, Mullins, is under it, backing up for it, and he's got it for the out. And there's 1 away. So the fly out to second base.
The next batter, number 16,
and it brings up Jackson Thompson, the second baseman. Thompson is out of Henderson, Nevada. Here's the pitch to him. Grounds it to third. Big hopper up for Pachales, over to first in time. And they're 2 away. So 1 pitch to Thompson. And Aiden O'Malley will be the batter with 2 outs and nobody on.
Number 21, Aiden O'Malley.
O'Malley's, I don't know, I'd like to hear the backstory on this, but he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here's the pitch to him, high and inside for a ball. 1-0 to Aiden O'Malley, batting in the 9 spot today. He takes the pitch a little bit outside for a ball. Makes the count 2-0 to him, with the top of the order up next. 2 outs, nobody on for the Riverhawks. That's grounded to third. Another big hopper up for Pachales and over to first base in time for the out to Hernandez, and that'll retire the side quickly here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So O'Malley out 5-3 to retire the side, and it's 1-2-3 inning for Kenny Hall. It's no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left for the Riverhawks. And we'll go to the top of the 3rd inning with a score: the Riverhawks 2 and the Penguins nothing. Back after this. Back at Roseburg, the Umpqua Super
First batter for the Penguins to lead off the top of the third inning. Number 10, Andrew Israel.
we get started here in the top of the third inning, the Super Regional. And Clark College up 1-0 in this second game of the best of three. In the top of the batting order, Andrew Israel is the batter, and he takes the pitch a little bit high for a ball, 1-0. The Riverhawks, 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. The Penguins, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Here comes the pitch, and that's on the corner for a strike. That'll even it at 1-1. Trevin Long up next, and then Coben Mullins. Israel popped out to second base first time up. 1-1 pitch, bunts the ball to the right side in fair territory, picked up by Kaufman, throws him out. It's just close, but he got him at first base. He didn't have much time to mess around there. Israel got right down the line, but he's out 1-3 for out number 1, and it brings up Trevin Long, the shortstop. Long will bat from the right side of the plate. And the right-hander Kaufman. The motion and throws and all the way back to the screen, way outside, and it's ball 1. Long against the Riverhawks yesterday, 0 for 2 with a run scored. Kaufman throws. That's on the corner for a strike. 1-1. Kaufman has not struck out a batter, but he's not walked one either. He throws, it's high for ball 2. Gave up 1 hit in each of the first 2 innings, but other than that, he's got the defense making plays behind him. 2-1 pitch is in the turf, and it's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Trevin Long trying to get something started for the Penguins with 1 out, nobody on base. Top of the third inning, 2-0 Umpqua. Right down the middle for a strike, pops out of the glove of Robbins, but no harm. Evens the count. Or fills the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trevin Long, the shortstop. Kaufman fires, and he misses outside. And as soon as I bring it up, he hasn't walked anybody. He walks somebody.
The next batter, number 6.
So a runner on at first base with 1 out, and the infield will be back looking for a double play ball now. Coben Mullins, the second baseman, is the batter. He singled to right in the first inning and was stranded. Takes the pitch low for ball 1. Beautiful day for baseball here in the Umpqua Valley. 1-0 pitch, Kaufman fires, and it's low, ball 2. Went through a stretch there in the first inning where he went 3-1 on 3 batters in a row. Or he did walk 1 batter there, so he has 2 walks, but it didn't hurt him. He throws, and that one's over for a strike. Count moves to 2-1. Mullins, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, trying to get something going for the Penguins. Kaufman looks over at first base, now fires over there. Runner's back in plenty of time. Ready with the pitch again. Delivers. Hit into right center field. Long run for the center fielder, Schaefer, and he dives, and whoa, he had the ball in his glove and then dropped it. Rolled out as he hit the ground. And that's going to be a single, but boy, he almost came up with a great play in right center field. So it'll be a single for Mullins, and now Two runners on, first and second with one out. And Caden Hernandez, the cleanup hitter, is the batter. He sacrificed his first time up, so not at bat officially yet. Throws, and it bounces in the dirt. Well, not dirt, but turf for ball one. Beautiful turf field here at Champion Car Wash Field. Got a little sprinkle last night after the second game was over. But it's no problem on this field as the fastball goes high for a ball, 2-0. And the score at 2-0, 2 runners on. This is kind of a key spot here. Fastball is in there for a strike, 2-1. 2 on and 1 out. A big opportunity for the Penguins. Kaufman looks at second, throws to the plate, and it's high, ball 3. He's thrown in the first inning and this inning. He's thrown a lot of pitches. In the second inning, not so many, but he's building up that pitch count now. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that is over at the knees for a strike. 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Quentin Angwe waiting on deck. Pitch, there go the runners, and it's fouled over the right side and out of play. I think the coach was counting on him hitting the ball on the ground, but if he'd hit that one fair, that could have been a double play. Hernandez with a full count. First and second. Runners get a good lead. Not going this time, and it's high, ball 4. Bases are loaded. And we might get a visit to the mound, and here comes the pitching coach out to talk to his pitcher, Sam Kaufman, who has gotten himself in trouble here with a couple of walks sandwiched around the single. So he's got bases loaded with 1 out, and Quentin Angwe will be the batter, the right fielder who lined out to shortstop. His first time up. Winner of this game going on to the, not the winner of this game, but the winner of this series going on to Longview next Thursday for the 8-team NWAC championship. Coach is back to the dugout. And Quentin Angwe will step in. 0 for 1 in this game. And Kaufman needs to throw strikes. And he misses high, ball 1. Haven't seen any activity. I guess there's somebody moving around in the bullpen right now, but not throwing at the moment. Swing and a miss for a strike. And Angwe taking a big cut at it, but no contact. 1-1. Even up to him. Bases loaded and 1 out. Pitch is popped up in the infield. That's an infield fly if it stays fair. The first baseman right on the foul line makes the catch for the out. So a big out for Kaufman. That's out number 2. And now he can get out of this if he can get Evan McGuire, but that's a big chore. This guy's got some power. Big right-handed hitter. Kaufman throws, and he fouls one over the roof and out of play. Strike 1. McGuire flied to center field in the second inning against the Riverhawks yesterday, 1 for 4 with a single. Went around on the swing, and it's strike 2. 0-2 to Evan McGuire. Kaufman ready and throws, and it's high and outside for a ball, 1-2. McGuire threw 5 2/3 innings in their first game yesterday against Yakima Valley and did not give up a run and only 2 hits. Bounces it to the right side. The second baseman, Thompson, throws to first in time, and they get out of a jam. So McGuire is out 4-3 for the third out, and the Penguins are retired in the third inning with no runs on 1 hit. There were a couple of walks, no errors, and they leave 3 on base. So we go to the bottom of the third inning with the score still Umpqua 2 and Clark nothing. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Bottom of the third inning, number 7, Tristan Schaefer.
Bottom of the third and top of the batting order, Tristan Schaefer, the center fielder, steps in for Umpqua, batting from the right side of the plate, grounded to short his first time up, 0 for 1 in this game, and takes a fastball outside and low for ball 1. Carson Dunn is next, and then Zane Bidwell. 1, 2, and 3 in the batting order for the Riverhawks, who got 2 in the first inning. That's on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Kenny Hall gave up a double to Carson Dunn, and then a 2-run double to Ryan Wa'alani. Ground ball to third, and another one-hopper there. The third baseman, Pasales, with no trouble, throwing him out at first base. So Schaefer is out 5-3, so he's grounded out to the third baseman and the shortstop on the left side of the diamond. And it brings up Carson Dunn, a double down the left field line his first time up, out of Roseburg High School, right here in Roseburg. Here's the pitch, just on the inside corner for a strike. Just barely caught that one. 0-1 count to it. Dunn doubled and scored. He hits another one down the left field line, but this one will be foul and hits the top of the fence and goes out of the ballpark well in foul territory. It's 0-2 to Carson Dunn. Look out. That one he had to duck out of the way of, and it's over his head, and it's ball 1-2. Riverhawks, I'm sure, would like to add some here because no lead is safe with this Clark team. Boy, they found a way to come back from the dead yesterday and stay alive. A ground ball over the mound. That might sneak into center field, and it will. Another base hit for Carson Dunn. Dunn 2 for 2 with a single and a double. And the Riverhawks with something going here. And Zane Bidwell, the first baseman, the batter, hit by a pitch in the first inning.
How many pickoffs?
Kenny Hall out of the stretch, throws. Ground toward the shortstop hole and right through the legs of the shortstop long and into left field. And here goes the runner for third, and he'll slide in there safely. And the runner to first goes down to second. It goes into right field, but nobody will advance after that. But the Riverhawks will have runners at second and third on the error on the shortstop. And so Dunn is on at third base, Bidwell at second, and with one out, Peyton Smith with a chance to do some damage here. Smith hit into a fielder's choice last time. Runners at second and third and one out. And he takes the pitch right down the middle for a strike. Boy, we have seen a lot of good plays here, but that one just snuck right through the legs of Trevin Long at shortstop. One strike pitch. Way outside, and what a stop by Roush behind the plate. That one skipped way out there, and he had to dive out, clear out near the outer edge of the left-handed batter's box to stop that one backhanded. But he did. It's a 1-1 count. Hall throws, and that one's just outside for a ball. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike, with the Riverhawks leading 2-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Scheduled for 9. All these games 9 innings in this regional. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's outside. Ball 3. And I'm thinking Kenny Hall is thinking it wouldn't be that bad of a deal to put him on at first base and then look for a double play ball. It's a 3-1 count. And Smith fouls it off. Strike 2. Now a full count, 3-2. Hall from the stretch. Looks at the runner at second and then steps off. Bidwell at second base, Dunn at third. Peyton Smith, full count at the plate with just 1 out. The Riverhawks up 2-0. Here's the pitch. That's popped up towards center field. It might be deep enough. The runner tags at third. The center fielder, Christie, catches. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time. The run will score, and on over to third base goes Bidwell. So it'll be a sacrifice fly for Peyton Smith and give him an RBI, and the Riverhawks lead it 3-0. Now with 2 away. Dunn scoring from third, Bidwell going to third, and Ryan Wa'alani comes up to the plate. He had a double and drove in 2 runs the last time up. Got a chance to get another one here with a base hit. Look out, and that one plunks him right between the 1 and the 0 on his back, and he'll go down to first base.
Yeah, they didn't want to throw to him. Hey, Hayden.
So he goes to first base, the second hit batter for Kenny Hall. And here comes the coach out to the mound. I don't think he had anybody warming up in the bullpen, so I don't think he's going to make a change here, but he'll come out and talk to his pitcher with the bases loaded, but with 2 away. And Wa'alani on at first base, hit by the pitch. Not bases loaded, first and third now, but Force at second base makes it a little more of a chance to get that runner at second on a ground out. Noah Cox will be the batter now as they break. And Cox 0 for 1, grounded out to third in the first inning.
The next batter for the Riverhawks,
Runners at first and third. Bidwell at third base, Wa'alani at first base. And here's the pitch. Bounces in the turf, and Wa'alani wants to get in a rundown, and they won't throw it, so he goes on down to second base. He stopped out there waiting for him to throw the ball, and catcher Rouse said, nope, not going to do it, just threw it back to the pitcher. So Wa'alani went on down to second. They got second and third with 2 outs. And Hall again steps off. Noah Cox is the batter, 1-0 count to him. Looks in for his sign, finally got it. Looks at third, throws, swing and a foul tip out of the glove of Roush. The count evens up at 1-1. Jeremiah Robbins is the on-deck hitter. The Riverhawks already with 3 times as many runs as they got yesterday. Getting just 1 against this team. Here's the pitch. That's popped up toward right center field. The right fielder, Angway, comes in. The second baseman goes back and makes the catch. So Mullins gets it in short right field. So Cox flies out to second base, and that will retire the Riverhawks in the third inning, but not before they come up with another run on a base hit by Carson Dunn. There was one error and 2 runners left on base. So after 3 complete innings of play, it's 3-0. Umpqua leads it, and we'll be back in just a minute.
To lead off the top of the 4th inning, number 21, Jace Paschal.
Clark College sends up bottom third of their batting over here to start the 4th inning with Jace Paschales to lead it off, and then Duncan Roush and Landon Christie. The first pitch over at the letters, first strike 1 to Paschales. 0-1. The Penguins have gotten a hit in each of the first 3 innings, but haven't been able to move them around. And the score 3-0. Umpqua leading it. Breaking pitch high and outside for a ball, 1-1. Paschales flied to center field first time up. And then 1-1 pitch. A little bit high for a ball, 2-1. Sam Kaufman throwing for the Riverhawks. Sophomore pitcher, 6-1 this year. 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's high and outside for a ball, and it's 3-1. Boy, he's had a lot of 3-ball counts on batters. And there is some action down in the bullpen now for Umpqua. High and away, ball 4, and he walks the leadoff man. And that is always dangerous. That's the 4th walk given up by Kaufman.
Now batting number 15, Duncan Ross.
Trying to see the number down there warming up in the bullpen, but just out of sight behind the... All right. Here comes the pitch to Roush. That's over belt high for strike 1. Infield looking for a double play ball. The coach flashing signs there, so he might have him bunting at this point, trying to get that runner in scoring position. Not bunting, and he swings and hits a shot at the third baseman. One hopper over to second for 1, back to first, double play. Wow. Noah Cox had a bullet right at him, and it just short hopped him, and he came up with it, flipped over to second quickly, and threw back to first in a 5-4-3 double play, and 2 outs and nobody on, just like that. What a play by Cox at third base. Wow. Pitchers like to see that. And here's Landon Christie, who gets hit in the foot, and he'll go down to first base. So the Penguins have that's their second free base in 3 batters, but they've got 2 outs and 1 on. And the batter, the top of the order, Andrew Israel. He is lined to second and grounded back to the mound. Takes the pitch high and inside for a ball, 1-0. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The Penguins batting, And Sam Kaufman trying to keep that 3-run lead. Off-speed pitch down the middle for a strike. Looked like Israel was fooled on that one and held up, and it dropped right in there. 1-1 pitch. Runner short lead at first. That's over at the belt. Strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Christie off at first, and the pitch is fouled off back to the screen. The count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Pasali started the inning with a walk, and then Duncan Roush, a one-hop shot to third that ended up in a 5-4-3 double play. Now Christie at first base hit by pitch. And a 1-2 count on the batter, and the pitch is popped down the right field line, and the right fielder done moving over toward the line, and one hands it for out number 3. So the fly to right field ends the 4th inning for the Penguins. They get no runs on no hits. There were no Umpqua errors, and they leave 1 on. So we go to the bottom of the 4th with the score Umpqua 3, Clark 0. Back in just a minute. Back here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, and we go to the bottom of the 4th, and for the Umpqua Riverhawks, leading 3-0, they'll send up Jeremiah Robbins, Jackson Thompson, and Aiden O'Malley, the bottom third of the batting order, to go against Kenny Hall. Hall throws, and the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Riverhawks scored 2 in the first and 1 in the third. 3 runs on 3 hits, both teams with 3 hits. And that fastball misses. Nope, that was in there for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. A little inside for a ball. 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Almost halfway through this one. The Riverhawks leading it 3-0, and they need this one to stay alive and force a 3rd game of the series. High and inside with that pitch, and it's ball 3. 3 balls and a strike, and Hall fires, and it is called strike 2. Robbins started for first base, but quickly came back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think he thought that might have been a little high. But here's the 3-2 pitch. Grounded to third, and this one scooped up by Pascales, and he throws across, threw it high, but he's got a gun for an arm, and he got it there in plenty of time. And Robbins is out 5-3 for out number 1, and that'll bring up Jackson Thompson, the second baseman, who also grounded to third base in the 2nd inning. And with 1 out, Jackson Thompson steps in.
Next batter, number 16.
Umpqua in the white pants with black jerseys today. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. The Penguins in their powder blue jerseys with white numbers. Umpqua the home team again today. Tried to hold up on that one. I think he went around on it, and the umpire at first base says, yes, he did. And Thompson behind on the count, 0-2. Aiden O'Malley on deck. Low and away with a fastball for ball 1, 1-2. One-two pitch. That's hit to right field, back pretty deep. Back goes Umpqua, and he gets back there and makes the catch. He was playing in pretty shallow, and he had to get back in a hurry, but Jackson flies out to right field for out number 2. And with 2 gone and nobody on base, Aiden O'Malley will be the batter. He was out on a ground out to third base in the second inning. Third baseman Pashals has been busy in this one. There's a fastball way outside, another backhand stop by Roush to keep that one from getting by. 1-0 to the number 9 hitter, Aiden O'Malley. O'Malley swings and bounces another one-hopper to third base. Pashals, an easy play, throws it across for the out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 4th inning. So for the Riverhawks, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. And we go to the top of the 5th with the Riverhawks leading at 3-0 over the Clark Penguins. We'll be back in just a minute. Back here at Champion Car Wash Field, we will go to the top of the 5th inning. And it's been all Riverhawks so far, up 3-0. Kenny Hall on the mound, Sam Kaufman on the mound and ready to throw. And the first pitch is over for a strike, 0-1 to the leadoff hitter, Trevin Long. Kaufman throws and bounces that one back to the screen for ball 1, 1-1, even up. Long has walked both times up there. 1-1 pitch to him. Kaufman delivers. High, ball 2. Walked on a 3-1 pitch in the first inning, walked on a full count in the 3rd inning. He's seen a lot of pitches. Now a 2-1 count to him, and he fouls one over the right side and into the bleachers behind the first base dugout for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Long will be followed by Coben Mullins and then Caden Hernandez. Here's the pitch. He might have gone around on that one. The first base umpire says, yep, he went around, and it's called strike 3. It's a swinging strike 3. And there's one away. And I think that's the first strikeout for Kaufman in this game. It is, and Coben Mullins will be the batter with 1 out and nobody on base. The pitch. That's over at the letters, maybe belt high for strike 1. Oh and 1 to Mullins, who has 2 singles. Fastball to him high for a ball of 1-1. 1 out, nobody on for the Penguins. Top of the 5th inning, and they trail 3-0. Kaufman delivers a little bit outside for a ball with a fastball again. 2-1. 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for Umpqua. And the Penguins, no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. That's fouled over the first base stands, out of play. Count even up at 2-2. Trevin Long, the shortstop. I take that back. Coben Mullins, the second baseman. And he bounces one towards second base. Big hop comes up, and they're going to have to hurry and throw to first base, and got him. Oh, what a play by Jackson Thompson, the second baseman. It was a high bouncer, and he came in for it, and it took a big bounce on the second hop, and he went up and got it, and then when he came down, he had to really struggle to get his balance and get the throw to first base, and got it there in time. And there are 2 away. Hernandez steps in for the Penguins. Takes it outside for a ball, 1-0. They've had base runners in every inning. They had a hit in the first 3 innings and a walk in the 4th inning. Fastball inside for ball 2. Kaufman falls behind on the count, 2 balls, no strikes to Hernandez. From the stretch, the pitch. Pop down the right field line. The right fielder Dunn moving over to the line, and he's there and makes the catch. And for the first time, the Penguins go down in order. It's no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through this one. And it's the Riverhawks 3 and Clark nothing. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Was Bryce Harper throwing his helmet as a pitcher? That's what it looks like.
Come back to Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Umpqua Riverhawks send up the top of their batting order. Tristan Schaefer to start it, and then Carson Dunn and Zane Bidwell. And the first pitch is a ball to Tristan Schaefer. 1-0 count to him. He's grounded to short and grounded to third. Hits the ball into left field, and it's dropping and will drop in front of Andrew Israel, and it'll be a base hit. So Schaefer gets his first hit of the game. He didn't hit it real hard, but he got enough on it to get it over the infield, and Israel in left field didn't have a chance to get there. So a base hit for Schaefer. That's the 4th hit of the game for the Riverhawks, and here's Carson Dunn. The throw over to first, not in time. Dunn has a double and a single and scored twice. Here's the pitch to him. Squares to bunt. Bunts at first base side. Good bunt staying on the, it'll just roll foul. Looked like it was going to stay fair, and then took a little bounce to the right, and that's all it took, and went across the foul line. So it'll be a strike on Dunn. Schaefer back to first base, trying to get that runner in scoring position. The third baseman, Paschales, in several feet in front of the bag at third. And a throw over to first base again. Drive Schaefer back in there. Dunn with 1 strike on him. Let's see if he's bunting again. He does square, bunts at first base side, foul again. Just about the same spot, a little bit farther in foul territory. Trying to get it down the first base side, but just a little too much. And it's strike two, so now he may be swinging away at it. Kenny Hall from the stretch. Throws to first and had him leaning a little bit, but he gets back. Schaefer, I think, got a little surprised that he threw over there that time and almost took a step the wrong direction. Here's a pitch, bunting again. This time he gets it into fair territory, and a good bunt. And they'll throw to first base for the out. So Kenny Hall, the pitcher, picks it up and throws to first. And the sacrifice is good. And Dunn is out 1-3 for out number one. So the Riverhawks have a runner in scoring position at second base. And Zane Bidwell will be the batter. Bidwell's been on both times, hit by a pitch in the first inning, and safe on an error on the shortstop in the third inning. Hit a hard ground ball that just skipped right through the legs of Trevin Long at short. Takes the pitch right over for a strike, 0-1. Bidwell, the first baseman. Yesterday's game went 0 for 2 with a walk and was intentionally walked, so 2 walks. Here's the pitch to him. Hits it off the end of the bat. A squibber to first base, picked up by Hernandez, and he'll step on the bag. And Bidwell is out 3 unassisted, but Schaefer goes on over to third base, so he'll be there with 2 away. And Peyton Smith, the cleanup hitter, is the batter, the shortstop, who has a fielder's choice and scored a run, and a sacrifice fly that drove in a run in the third. So 2 away, and the Riverhawks with a runner at third and already leading 3-0. Here's a pitch to Smith, and he takes it a little bit low for a ball, 1-0. 320 down each line here at Champion Car Wash Field, and 385 to straightaway center. Pitch is outside. Breaking pitch misses away, and it's 2-0 to Smith with Ryan Wa'alani on deck. Hall taking a lot of time looking in for the sign. Now he's ready and delivers. Fouled way over the right side and out into the parking lot, it looked like. Over the concession stand on the first base side. So Peyton taking a rip at that 2-0 pitch. Now 2-1. And the pitch down in the dirt and a good stop. I say dirt, but I mean turf. No dirt down there. And it's 3-1. And he'll be looking for a pitch he can rip. And it's high and inside, so he'll go to first base. So the base on balls puts runners at first and third, and Ryan Wa'alani will be the batter. Ryson, I left out a letter there. Ryson Wa'alani. And he gets hit by a pitch, and he'll go to first base. Just barely nicked him. And Wa'alani is on at first base. So 2 walks in a row. And with the bases loaded, Noah Cox is the batter. And Cox has a ground out to third and a pop out to second. He's going to have a little chat with Jake Whistler before he heads up to the plate. By golly, I left out the S on Ryson's first name there, and I apologize for that. Ryson Wa'alani. Noah Cox, the batter for the Riverhawks, steps in from the right side. Hall throws, and the ball's hit into center field and should be playable for Christie. He's there and makes the catch for the out. So Kenny Hall gets out of a bit of a jam there, but he comes up with the fly ball to center with 2 outs and no damage here in the 5th inning. And for the Riverhawks, they get no runs on a 1 base hit. There were no errors, and they leave 3 on. And so our score after 5 complete, we head to the top of the 6th. It's the Umpqua Riverhawks 3 and Clark nothing. We'll be back in just a minute. Top of the sixth inning for Clark College Penguins. Leading off, it'll be Quentin Angway, the right fielder. Lined out to short and popped out to first base. 0 for 2 against Sam Kaufman. And the first pitch over at the belt, strike one. Fastball catches the strike zone, 0-1. Evan McGuire and then Jace Pachales up next. Here's a high fly ball to left field. Down the line, actually the third baseman in foul territory, moves back and makes the catch right on the line and shading his eyes, and that sun was a little bit of a problem there, but he was able to handle it, and it's a pop out to third base right on the foul line down the left field line. So Angway the first out, and that brings up Evan McGuire, right-handed hitting designated hitter. And the pitch to him on the corner for a strike. 0-1. McGuire went 1 for 4 against the Riverhawks yesterday. Takes one outside, way outside, and it evens the count up at 1-1. Outfield back pretty deep for him all the way around. He's got some power. 1-1 pitch. Down the middle with a fastball, strike two. The 1-2 pitch on the way, and he swings and misses a pitch way outside for strike three. Went after a bad one there. And just a second strikeout for Sam Kaufman. But he's gotten a lot of ground balls and flyouts. 2 outs and nobody on. And it brings up Jace Pachales, the third baseman. Swings and misses, strike one. Kaufman ready. Works out of the stretch even with no runners on, and he throws, and it's outside for a ball. Evens it at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat and trickles foul back behind the plate for strike two. 1-2 to Pachales. Has a fly to center and walked in the fourth inning. 0 for 1 against Kaufman. Kaufman delivers and bounces one all the way back to the screen. Way outside, and that'll even the count up at 2-2. When they say that's a waste pitch, that is really a waste pitch way out there. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Fouled off again off the end of the bat, and it stays at 2-2. 3-0. Riverhawks lead it. We're in the top of the sixth inning. 2 outs, nobody on for the Penguins. The 2-2. Right down the middle, strike three call. And that'll retire the side with 2 strikeouts in a row there. The third strikeout for Kaufman. And in the inning for the Penguins, down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. And we'll go to the bottom of the sixth inning with Umpqua leading it 3-0. We'll be back in just a minute. We'll send up bottom third of their batting order. Jeremiah Robbins to start it off, and then Jackson Thompson and Aiden O'Malley. Robbins 0 for 2 with a pop out to second and a fly out, a ground out to third base. And the first pitch to him, grounded to shortstop. Slow roller picked up by Long. The throw across is in time for the out. And one pitch, and Robbins has gone 6-3. Brings up Jackson Thompson.
The next batter, number 16, Jackson Thompson.
Thompson has a ground out to third and a fly out to right field. 0 for 2 against Kenny Hall. Hall, 5'11" freshman from Des Moines, Washington. And that fouled out a play on the right side. And it's 0-1. Hall coming into the game with a 3-2 record, 3.26 earned run average. One strike pitch to him, and that hits him. That was an off-speed pitch, so it didn't hurt much, but Thompson hit by pitch, and that's the third batter that Hall has plunked.
Next batter, number 21, Aiden.
So Thompson on at first base, and the Riverhawks have something going again with Aiden O'Malley, the number 9 hitter up there. Third baseman even with a bag and not bunting, and the pitch is high and inside for a ball, 1-0. And with one out, they're going to let him swing away, it looks like, and try to move that runner around, try to get something through the infield. One ball pitch. Takes it outside. Woo. Looked like it was about a foot outside, but it's a called strike. 1-1, it's even up. Here's the pitch. That's grounded to short. Could be a double play. The second baseman Long, it's a shortstop Long to second and back to first. Not in time, so they get one. Thompson is out 6-4 at second base for the second out of the inning, and O'Malley safe at first base on a fielder's choice. So it brings up the top of the batting order. Tristan Schaefer will get another chance. Bottom of the sixth inning. And Umpqua leading it 3-0. Schaefer steps in. Runner at first, draws the throw over. Back in plenty of time. Hall has walked 2 and hit 3 batters. Throws over there again, still not in time. Not a very big lead at first base by O'Malley. From the stretch again, Hall, another throw to first base. Must be somebody warming up, and he wants to give him more time to get warmed up. Nah, he's pitching. Here it comes. Nope, another throw to first base. There is action in the Penguin bullpen. And ready with the pitch, and another throw to first base. Still not ready to pitch. What's that, 5 times over to first base?
I've literally just kept the camera on the first base.
Here he pitches the ball, and it's inside, and a throw down to first base. Not in time. Boy, they are interested in that runner at first, and O'Malley gets back in plenty of time. And Schaefer with a 1-0 count on him. Another throw to first base. Have you counted the number of throws over there now? What's that, 7 or 8?
7, I think.
7. There's going to be another one here. He's getting a bigger lead. Nope. There he goes. And the pitch is inside, and the throw down to second base not going to be in time. And a pretty easy stolen base for O'Malley. And after all that, they get a stolen base out of it anyway. So a runner in scoring position. The pitch was a ball, so it's 2-0 to Schaefer. Schaefer's got 1 hit in 3 tries. Singled in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to him, and he takes it outside for a ball. 3-0. With 2 away in the bottom of the 6th, and Umpqua leading at 3-0. Schaefer awaiting the pitch. Here it comes. Way outside for ball 4. And the 3rd walk for Hall. And that'll put runners at first and second with 2 away.
Number 2, Carson Dunn.
Carson Dunn, who's been a terror out there. A double in the 1st inning, a single in the 3rd, scored both times, and then had a sacrifice in the 5th. Batting right-handed, a chance to bring another one across with a base hit. Hall throws, and it's high and inside for a ball. And there's some serious action in the Penguin bullpen, so we might be seeing a pitching change here if he doesn't get this batter out. 1-0 count. 2 away with 1st and 2nd occupied. Here comes the pitch. That's over on the inside corner for a strike, and that'll even it up at 1-1. Zane Bidwell waiting on deck. Hall looking in for the sign. Long look. Still looking. Somebody's going to call timeout. Nope, they're not. And Hall will throw. And it's on the outside corner for a strike. A ball and 2 strikes. Dunn will have to protect the plate now. 1-2 pitch. Hall trying to get out of another little jam here. Throws, and the ball's grounded towards shortstop. And the throw over to second base will be in time for the out. From Long over to Coben Mullins at second, and that'll retire the side. A fielder's choice for Dunn, and Schaefer out at second, 6-4. So in the 6th inning for the Riverhawks, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll be back in just a minute. As we come back to the ball game, we've got a new pitcher for Umpqua. A.J. Viktorovich is on the mound. He's a left-hander. 4-0 record on the year, and he will face Duncan Roush, the catcher, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. And the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Viktorovich, big left-hander, throws. That's over the knees for a strike, 1-1. A ball and a strike. And it's fouled off. Strike 2. Viktorovich, a sophomore from Henderson, Nevada. It shows right-hander on the program, but I think that might be wrong. Count it 1-2.
Definitely is.
He's definitely throwing with the left hand here. 1-2 pitch on the way, and it is close but low for ball 2. Even up at 2-2 on the leadoff man in the 7th inning for the Penguins. And the coach coming out to talk to the umpire. And I'm not sure what this is about. Did you see anything out there?
No. Not sure.
Well, maybe just wanted to come out and say hi. Not sure what that was, but he has a chat. And the count at 2-2 to Duncan Roush. Here's the pitch to him. Bounce toward shortstop. The big hop comes up for Smith. The throw across. That's right on the money for out number 1. One away in the 7th for the Penguins. And Landon Christie, the center fielder, will be the batter. Christie, a left-handed batter, center fielder, and he is a fielder's choice and was hit by a pitch. 0 for 1 in the game. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball is outside for a ball, 1-0. Viktorovich has got some zip on that ball. He throws a fastball down. It might have been a slider down a little low for a ball. Count is 2-0 on the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Left-hander against left-hander. Way outside with that one, ball 3.
Well, he ain't gonna strike, though.
Viktorovich pitched in 57 innings this year. That was close, just outside for ball 4. And a runner at first base with 1 out. Viktorovich with his first walk.
Maybe that's why that coach walked out.
And the batter, top of the batting order, Andrew Israel, with 1 on and 1 out. And he takes a breaking pitch over at the belt, strike 1. Top of the 7th inning with Umpqua leading 3-0. Left-hander looks over at first base, throws to the plate, and a ground toward the hole at shortstop. Knocked down by the shortstop. No chance to make a play, and it'll be an infield single. Peyton Smith got to it, but deep in the hole, and he would not have been able to get the runner at first base even if he'd had come up and got his balance quickly. So an infield single for Israel, and now first and second with 1 out. The infield still looking for a double play ball. Viktorovich throws a breaking pitch right over for a strike. That had some good break on it. 0-1 to the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Trevin Long. 2 walks and a strikeout. The fastball is outside and high for ball 1, 1-1. Big spot here for the Penguins, trying to get something going late in the game in the top of the 7th inning, down by 3. That's over. Another good breaking pitch down around the knees, and it's strike 2. Got a ball and 2 strikes. Trevin Long batting from the right side. 1-2 pitch. Look down to second, to the plate, and that's hit into right field for a base hit. And it might be a run, maybe not. The runner holds at third after the throw comes in. A good throw by Carson Dunn, and the bases will be loaded. So still no runs on the board, but Trevin Long gets the base hit to load the bases. Now the tying run is at first base, And here's Coben Mullins. Mullins has 2 singles and a ground out. The shutout in jeopardy now. The first pitch over for a strike. A.J. Viktorovich in the motion and throws, and the breaking pitch stays way outside for a ball. Evens it at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. 3-0. Umpqua leads with the bases loaded. Here comes the pitch, and it's bounced foul at the plate for strike 2. Boy, he could do himself a big favor with a strikeout here. Penguins trying to get some across finally. Here's a line shot up the middle. It'll be taken by the second baseman to second for the shortstop to second for 1 and back to first for a double play. The shortstop, Peyton Smith, smothered the ball, flipped it over to Jackson Thompson, and the throw back to first in plenty of time to get the out. And the double play ends the threat for the Penguins. So in the inning, they get no runs, even though they load the bases with 1 out. No runs on 2 hits. There were no Umpqua errors, and 2 runners left on base. So after 6.5 innings of play, we go to the bottom of the 7th with the score Umpqua 3 and Clark 0.
First batter for the Riverhawks to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning.
We head for the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Riverhawks will send up 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. Zane Bidwell will start it off, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. And it's 1-0. And that pitch is fouled off for a strike, and it makes the count of 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch on the way, and the fastball stays up high. Kenny Hall still in there on the mound, the right-hander. As he falls behind in the count to Bidwell to 2-1. Works out of the stretch all the time. Here comes the pitch. Fastball is away for ball 3. And they can't really afford to get much further behind here than 3-0 here late in the game. In the bottom of the 7th inning, just 2 more chances at the plate. Fastball is letter high for a strike, and the count's full, 3-2. Bidwell hit by a pitch in the first, safe on an error in the third, and grounded to first base in the 5th. 0 for 2 officially, and he hits the ball into right center field. Long run for the right fielder, Angwe, but he gets there and makes the catch in the alley. And Bidwell flies out to right for out number 1.
The next batter, number 5, Peyton Smith.
Brings up the shortstop, Peyton Smith, who has scored a run, driven in a run, and walked. So he's 0 for 1 officially. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Riverhawks. No runs, 5 hits for the Penguins. The pitch is high to Smith for a ball, 1-0. Hall throws, a little bit outside, ball 2. Peyton Smith trying to get something going for the Riverhawks here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Leading at 3-0, grounded hard to third, backhanded by Pachales, and the throw across is a little bit off, but the first baseman Hernandez makes nice nifty move to make the catch with the foot on the bag for the out.
Batting number 10, Ryson.
So score at 5-3 for Smith. 2 away in the inning, and Ryson Wa'alani is the batter. Walked his last time up, takes the fastball over for a strike, 0-1. He was hit by a pitch, and he doubled. So one official at bat, and that was a double and 2 RBIs. Hits the ball into right center field. Another long run for Angwe, but again, he'll get there in time and makes the catch for the out, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning as the Riverhawks go down in the 7th inning with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. A quick bottom of the 7th for Kenny Hall. And we'll take a break, and we'll be back 3-0. The Riverhawks lead it going to the top of the 8th. We'll be right back. The Penguins come up here trailing by 3-0 in the top of the 8th inning, and leading it off, Caden Hernandez with the first pitch. A little bit low for a ball, 1-0. Hernandez with a sacrifice in the first inning, a walk in the 3rd, and a fly to right field in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to him. That is low and away for a ball, 2-0. A.J. Viktorovich on in relief. Came on in the 7th inning and got in trouble, but got out of it. There's a strike call. That'll put it at 2-1 on Hernandez. Left-hander in the motion and fires. Breaking pitch over for a strike. That's a good hard slider, it looks like, and it's even at 2-2. Boy, it's got a quick break on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man. Just misses outside for ball 3, and you don't want to walk the leadoff batter here with a small lead, 3-0. And that is just inside for ball 4, and that's exactly what he does. The walk to the leadoff man. And the second walk given up by Viktorovich. So the Penguins have their leadoff man on, and they want to try to get a rally going here, and that'll bring up Quentin Angwe. The right fielder stands in with the runner at first, nobody out. And that slider's high for a ball, 1-0. Outfield pretty deep all the way around for Angwe. That's over at the belt, strike 1. Angwe lined out to short, flied out to first base, and popped out to 3rd. 1-1 pitch. Over but low for ball 2. 2-1. AJ 4-0 for the year, 2.34 earned run average. He throws, and it's hit into center field, and Schaefer is there to make the catch for the out. And there's one away.
Next batter, number 5, Evan McGuire.
So 1 away, and that brings up Evan McGuire, the designated hitter. And Viktorovich would like to get a ground ball to one of his middle infielders right now and get a double play again. Boy, they've turned some nice ones in this game. Breaking pitch over for a strike, 0-1. Left-hander ready, looks over at first base. Throws to the plate, and that's fouled over the right side, out of play. 0-2. McGuire has a fly to center, a ground out to second, and a strikeout. Hits the ball into center field, and that'll be in for a base hit. And he gets his first hit of the game, and the Penguins have runners at first and second with one away.
Next batter, number 21.
So McGuire
Michelis.
keeps it going. Hernandez down to second base, McGuire at first, and it brings up Jace Paschales, who is hitless, 0 for 2, with a fly out to center, a walk, and called out on strikes. We're going to have a pinch runner at first base.
Ethan Long.
I think that was 14, wasn't it? That is Ethan Long down at first base. Pinch running. First and second, and one out. And Paschales takes one over for strike one. Paschales, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. Long off at first. And there's a bouncer to third base. This should be an easy play at third, and the throw back to first. Double play, and the inning is over. So the runner at second, Hernandez, out 5 unassisted, and then a 5-3 play on Paschales at first base for the double play, and another double play gets Viktorovich out of a bit of a jam. So that'll retire the side in the 8th inning. For the Penguins, they get no runs on no hits. They had a couple of walks, but can't move them around. There were no errors, and one runner left on base. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning with the score, Umpqua 3, Clark nothing. We'll be back in a minute. Noah Cox leads off for Umpqua in the bottom of the 8th inning and takes the first pitch over for strike one. Umpqua leading at 3-0. 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Penguins no runs, 6 hits and 1 error. The pitch outside for a ball. And it's 1-1 on Noah Cox, the third baseman, hitless, 0 for 3. Grounded out and flied out twice. That's way outside for a ball. The count goes to 2-1. Kenny Hall ready and fires. Hit towards center field, right at the center fielder Christie's there, looks up into the sun and makes the catch for the out. And there's one away. Riverhawks have been out hit 6-4, but they have made the most of those hits. The Penguins with 6 hits in the game, and they've had chances, but haven't been able to get them across. Jeremiah Robbins steps in with 1 out, nobody on, and he swings and misses the first pitch, strike one. Robbins from Medford, Oregon. Line shot up the middle and into center field for a base hit just above the glove of Kenny Hall, and sneaks by the second baseman Mullins and into center. And Robbins gets the 5th hit of the game for the Riverhawks. So they get a runner at first base with 1 out, and Jackson Thompson will be the batter to try to bring him around. Thompson 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. And there's that throw over to first base again. There's one. And looks like keeping a close eye on Robbins over there. Robbins only a step off. The pitch is low and outside for a ball. 1-0 on Jackson Thompson. Thompson grounded to third, fly to right, and hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Way outside. Runs the count to 2-0. One more chance in the top of the 9th for the Penguins. They'll have the bottom of their batting order up there, the bottom 2. There's another shot up the middle to the second baseman, Mullins, for 1, and back to first will not be in time. And it'll be a fielder's choice for Thompson, who almost snuck one through the middle, but a good play by the second baseman, Coben Mullins, and Long's throw back to first a little bit late. So 2 away in the inning, and Aiden O'Malley will be the batter. 9-hitter in the lineup. And the first pitch to him is swung at and missed, strike 1. O'Malley with 0 for 3 day going here. Hits the ball into right center field. This is going to be a long run. The center fielder, Christie, gets over there and makes the catch right in front of the right fielder, Angway. So that'll retire the side as O'Malley flies out to right center. And in the inning for the Riverhawks, they get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So we will go to the top of the 9th and the last chance for the Penguins. Win or lose, they're still alive for another game if they lose this one. If they win, if they come back and win it, then this series is over. So Umpqua trying to send it to a 3rd game in this best-of-3 series. Score now after 7.5 innings. After 8 complete innings make that, it's Umpqua 3 and the Penguins from Clark College nothing. We'll be right back. Last chance for the Penguins here in the top of the 9th inning. And it'll be Duncan Roush, the catcher, number 8 hitter in the lineup, and he takes the first pitch outside for a ball. And right-hander A.J. Viktorovich trying to finish it up here for the Riverhawks. He throws and it's fouled off, strike 1. Count evens up at 1-1 on Roush, who got a base hit in the he had a base hit in the 2nd inning, his only hit of the game, and grounded out a couple of times. Takes the pitch for a ball, 2-1. Left-hander throws, and it is right over, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the 9th. And it's low and away for ball 3. This is a team that came back from the dead yesterday in their first game. They were just on the verge of being eliminated by Yakima Valley, but came back to win that one. And there's ball 4, and you do not want to walk people in the top of the 9th when you have a small lead, or any time for that matter, but that is not a good time to start walking people. That is the 3rd walk for Viktorovich. And here comes the coach out to the mound. So Duncan Roush is run for at first base. See if we can catch that number. Is it 10? I think that's what it is. Well, that would not make sense because that's Andrew Israel. Let's see what that number is. 14, I guess it is. That would be Ethan Long running at first base. That makes more sense. All right, the left-hander, Viktorovich, ready and throws in the first pitch. Boy, that looked close to Landon Christie. He takes it outside for a ball. Runner off at first base, short lead over there. Here comes a pitch. That's over at the knees for a strike, and that'll even it up at 1-1. Duncan Roush with the walk to start it. And a foul ball down the third base side. Puts the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Here's a hard hit ground ball toward first base, just foul. The count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. A.J. Viktorovich needs 3 outs to send this to a third and deciding game. Left-hander from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and there's 1 out. And the first strikeout for Viktorovich.
Next batter, number 10.
And we go to the top of the batting order. Andrew Israel, who had a single his last time up, an infield single. And Viktorovich looks at first and throws, and that's a slider right over strike 1. Oh and 1 to Israel. Just missed outside. Ooh, that was close. And the count is even at 1-1. Israel took a close pitch there. He'd like to get something going here with 1 out and 1 on the way, and it's inside, and apparently it nicked him. And he'll go to first base hit by a pitch. Boy, Israel did not move at all. He just held his arm right there, and you could hear it hit the pad, and it just went tick. So he's at first base, and Long goes to second base, and it brings up Trevin Long. Trevin, a right-handed hitter. First pitch to Trevin inside for a ball. 1-0. Top of the 9th inning. 1 away. And a double play would end it. A stretch in the pitch. It's called strike 2. Or called strike 1. Make that 1-1. So we're at 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out again. Same spot, strike 2. Viktorovich found a groove there. Ahead on the count of ball and 2 strikes. Runners off first and second. And that's lined deep down the right field line and foul into the bullpen. Count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Long walked twice, struck out, and singled to right field. So 1 for 2 today. Viktorovich ready and delivers. Pop towards center field. The center fielder, Schaefer, is there, makes the catch. The runners will not try to advance. And there are 2 away. And the Riverhawks an out away from sending this to another game. So with 2 gone, it brings up Coben Mullins. And now they can get a force out at any base in the infield, so they got lots of choices there. The first pitch high for a ball. Mullins with 2 hits in 4 at-bats, 2 groundouts. One hopper to second base, over to second, and the throw is there in time for the out. The second baseman, Jackson Thompson, making the flip over to Peyton Smith, and that'll retire the side and end the ball game, and Umpqua lives on for another game. So the Riverhawks win it 3-0 over the Penguins from Clark College, and in the 8th inning, in the top of the 9th inning for the Penguins, they go down with no runs on no hits. There were no Umpqua errors, and they leave 2 runners on base. Final score 3-0. Umpqua wins it. We'll give you the totals here and wrap it up for you there. Umpqua for the ball game, 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors, and they left a lot of runners on base. 12 runners left on. And on the other side, that is for Clark. So Clark, that is for Umpqua, rather. And for Clark, they have no runs on 6 hits, and they commit 1 error in the game. And they leave 12 runners on base. Umpqua did not. I had that backwards. But Umpqua on the other side ends up leaving 9 runners on base. So for Umpqua, no runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 9 left on. And for Clark, did it the other way around again. Okay. For Umpqua, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 9 left on. And for Clark College, no runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and they leave 12 on base. And the winning pitcher, Sam Kaufman, goes to 7-1 for the season. A.J. Viktorovich, with nice relief work, finished the final 3 innings, giving up a couple of hits, but no runs, 1 strikeout and 3 walks. Kaufman in 6 innings gave up 3 hits and no runs, and he struck out 4 and walked 4 and hit 1 batter. So a good win for Sam Kaufman here. The loser is Kenny Hall, and he drops to 3-3 for the season. So we'll go to a 3rd game, actually 4th game of the tournament for Clark College, because they had to play in the elimination game in the first round. So we will have to go to that 3rd game, and the winner of that one heads on for the tournament in Longview next Thursday. So again, the final in this one, it's 3-0. Umpqua wins it over Clark, and it's tied 1-1 in the best of 3 series now. So we will be back with the final game of the Super Regional coming up here in about an hour now, it looks like. How many minutes?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, so it's going to start a little earlier, it looks like. All right, so we'll be back in about 30 minutes for the final game. So, again, the final in this one, 3-0. Riverhawks win it, and we'll be back in